intubated your wife, I just want to announce in Your Excellency that that man said Kwame Boateng is here with us today.
Top Story is brought to you by Bond Savings and Loans. Your success, our passion. Vodafone, the future is exciting, ready. Gasem, the nation builder. My name is Ernest Manu. For more than 100 mothers, for many years, more than 100 mothers died annually at the mother and baby unit of the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. Now, that's not all. At least 4 babies died each day. Officials cited many reasons, including congestion and infection. The impact of this worrying reality was somewhat kept after a John Hughes documentary resulted in the construction of a facility stocked with 130 cots and 11 incubators. Today, it appears there's some more good news on the horizon. I'll bring that to you shortly, but first, here's a recap of the journey so far. And we'll bring you that story by Seth Kwame Boateng and captured in the documentary Next to Die, highlighting how babies died at the facility, at least 4 each day, and mothers died in their hundreds annually because of congestion and infection at the baby and mother unit of Ghana's second teaching hospital, the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. Here's a recap of the journey so far.
Lives were being lost on a daily basis as a result of congestion here at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, Ghana's second biggest teaching hospital.
Our mortality rate are around 20%, which means that a fifth of the babies who come in will end up dying. So that's what baby was. On a bad day we can lose 6-7 babies. We've had days when we've lost as many as 10 in a day.
These heart-wrenching statistics from Dr. Jikua Planjuru, head of the hospital's mother and baby unit, were not the only worrying fact about the facility. Expectant mothers also had their share, according to the former head of the gynecology unit of the hospital, Professor Bafu Opoku.
In 2012, we had 152 deaths.
Mothers.
2013, 126. 2014, 108. 2015, 102. And last year was 91.
All these were as a result of congestion. Congestion that made women in labor join queues and each wait her turn to give birth.
Some of them will deliver in the corridors. And it's not the best because you have to be in a particular position to ensure effective, safe delivery. So assuming the woman is standing and the baby just drops onto the ground, apart from the baby sustaining injuries, the mother will also sustain what we call genital tract injuries.
This same congestion meant doctors and nurses at the mother and baby unit had to put up to 4 babies in one cot or incubator.
Each of these babies is carrying his own set of bacteria, and then they're sharing. They are passing them on to one another.
How dangerous is that?
Your baby may come in with, your baby may come in with one infection, and then just like he's getting well and he's about to go, he takes another one from his hostmate, and sometimes maybe, as I said, babies can die of infections.
A few meters away from where these avoidable deaths were being recorded was the perceived panacea to the congestion, an almost 1,000-bed maternity and child health unit started in 1974 but had been abandoned. This didn't sound right.
We need not play politics with our health, and in particular this building, because all the governments have come and gone. None has been able to just finish this to take care of the people who go and queue to vote for them every year, especially our mothers and children, who make up the largest population of this country besides the men.
These concerns triggered the Next to Die documentary, which was first broadcast on 13th March 2017. This documentary shook people in Ghana and beyond, and it made many people angry at the reality of mothers losing their babies after 9 months of pregnancy.
And we sincerely apologize you're having to relive this rather sad experience. This is third time referral to Komfo-Anokye, and the experience is almost the same.
The public discourse on the blatant neglect of this facility continued for weeks, and this compelled President Akufo-Addo to visit the hospital to obtain first-hand accounts of the situation. It was Saturday, 1st April 2017, and this is what he wrote in the hospital's visitor's book. I am very distressed at what I have seen here today. It is not to the credit of our nation that an important hospital project, Cath Maternity Block, should stand 44 years uncompleted. We have to do something about it, and I intend to do so. Contractors who were working on the project had told Joy News about $75 million was needed to complete the project. They could finish the project in 2 years. These 2 years waiting period meant more debts, so the multimedia group and the First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo had to intervene and raise approximately $2 million to construct an emergency ultra-modern maternity and mother and baby unit in a record time of 6 months.
I saw drawings of it, but I didn't know this is how it would turn out. I'm really amazed and overjoyed at what I see today.
And indeed, this facility helped to significantly improve the situation, save lives. But to further reduce the debt, the abandoned 47-year-old building needs to be completed. Government has secured 2 credit agreements from the Deutsche Bank and the UK Export Finance, totaling €155 million to continue the project. Parliament approved this loan on 12 April 2019. All is set now for work to start on the facility, and on Friday, 15th May, President Akufo-Addo will cut sword for work to continue on the project. The chief executive of the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital, Dr. Hineba Owusu-Danso, says this would be the best gift the hospital would have ever received.
The fact that it is the facility within the center of Ghana that offers some unique specialized services that most regions don't have. The entire 5 regions in the north, their referrals come to us, even including the central region. So we need that facility to actually expand. In fact, where we are, as I've always indicated, the Accident and Emergency Center in Komfo-Anokye Hospital is almost always full. It's all because we are getting referrals here every minute, every hour, because of the lack of facilities in all the regional areas that I have just indicated. And therefore, we need to have a very good space to transfer the patients out of the emergency area beyond their emergency care. And that is why the incoming project is very, very critical.
Well, from the multimedia group, we would want to thank you all for helping us push this agenda for better health for the mothers and babies in and around the Ashanti region.
So today, President Akufo-Addo cut sword for the completion of an MBU block abandoned more than 40 years ago. He told people the new facility with over 750 beds, 10 operating theaters and diagnostic rooms will be ready to treat women and babies in 3 years.
I'm very happy to be in Kumasi today, the virus notwithstanding, to cut the sword for work to begin finally to complete this ultra-modern maternity and children's block. Project which is to be carried out within 36 months and whose funding has been fully secured. Once it is put up, the maternity and children's block will be a state-of-the-art modern health edifice with pediatrics, gynecology and obstetrics units. It will serve as a referral center for 12 of the 16 regions of our country. It will be a 750-bed building with outpatient areas for adults and children, and it will have 10 operating theaters and diagnostic rooms, fully equipped with X-ray, ultrasound, and mammography facilities. It will house an intensive care unit, a high dependency unit, isolation rooms, and student lecture hall with the capacity to provide catering services for staff, patients, and students. As you all know, in addition to being President of the Republic, I'm also privileged to act as co-chair of the group of eminent advocates for the 2030 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The finalization of this project is thus very dear to my heart, as it will have a positive impact on our country's drive towards achieving the SDG targets under maternal and child health. Government is aware, as underlined by the Chief Executive, that one of the critical challenges confronting teaching hospitals in our country, like Komfo-Anokye, has to do with the unavailability of land for future expansion. I'm privy to the discussions that are taking place between Menchia and the board of this hospital for the possible release of additional land for other projects, such as the Centers of Excellence for Cardiothoracic, Renal, Organ Transplant, Infectious Disease, and Diagnostic Services, among others. The people of this region, and indeed the entire country, look forward eagerly to the conclusion and implementation of these discussions. Accordingly, ladies and gentlemen, I hereby declare the construction of the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital Maternity and Children's Block duly reactivated. And I hope the project implementation team will work diligently and accomplish the project within the stipulated time on budget, as I'm confident they will.
So that's President Akufo-Addo there. The Health Minister, Kwaku Manu, was also there. He lauded my colleague Seth Kwame-Boateng for bringing the situation to the nation's attention. But he also spent some time talking about abandoned projects in the region and also reiterated government's commitment to completing all outstanding health projects there.
Mr. President, we don't even know exactly how many years this project started. Some are saying 40. I told you yesterday, say 40. Some are saying 42, some are saying 47, and the regional minister summed it up. Over 40 years. This is a typical example of an abandoned project. Mr. President, we thank you so much. The regional minister, because this is his kingdom, this is his area, he said the people of Ashanti are thanking the president for this. No, all of us, to the north of Ghana, beyond Ashanti, this is our tertiary referral facility. So those of us in Bro, Ahafo, some parts of Oti, some parts of Savannah, even some parts of the north, this is where we come. So not only the people of Ashanti are grateful to you, President, all of us are grateful to you. And me as the health minister, I would say all of us in this country are grateful to you with your commitment to strengthen health systems in our country for us to achieve our key performance indicators in health that we are striving to achieve in 2021. Mr. President, when we saw the documentary that was put up by Kwame-Boateng, which motivated your wife, Auntie Rebecca, to come and do what she did there, you continue to push me, and I was pushing my young people in the ministry. I just want to announce to Your Excellency that that man said Kwame-Boateng is here with us today. And I believe he will take the news along. That's what he did. Just fall in line with Nanado's thinking and commitment, and we have seen what we are seeing here today. I said earlier on that have we not seen COVID-19? This project will have started long before now. But when we sit down and think that COVID-19 is going to go away before we come and do this shortcutting, then it means that our prediction wouldn't come true. COVID-19 has come to stay with us. It will have nowhere to go very, very, very soon, especially when we haven't developed any vaccine, when nobody knows any serious cure directly towards it. We have to learn to live with it so we can live our normal life. We can't allow COVID-19 to keep us indoors forever.
Health Minister Kwaku Manu there. I take you live to Kumasi now. Seth Kwame-Boateng joins us on the phone. Seth, you definitely must be happy with this development, but I'm wondering what was going through your mind when you finally saw the president break grounds for this reactivation?
I've been waiting for this day because, as I said in that report you played, when the president visited facility 1st April 2017, I was there and I saw what he wrote in that book, in the visitor's book, and I was hoping and praying that this day will come. I remember after he visited the place and I had an interaction with the first lady, I remember what she told me. She told me, "You don't know my husband. She will do it." So I was hoping that this day will come, and it has indeed come. So I'm very excited, and I think everybody at multimedia is excited about this because we work day and night to make sure that this happens.
And Seth, I know that you worked very hard on this project. Some of the people you featured in this documentary have been speaking to you, but generally, what is the reaction in the region?
It's not only here in the Ashanti region. The excitement goes beyond Ashanti region because the facility, as you heard the minister, is going to serve about 12 other regions. So especially when you monitor social media, you can see the interactions going on, the excitement, the relief that people see them. So they are very excited. And here in Ashanti region, it's something they've seen this building. I remember the chief executive of Conference saying that when this project started, he was in medical school, and you know his age now. I spoke to one other doctor who told me that this project started before he went to the medical school, and now he's so old, almost going on pension. It's something they have seen standing there for years, and they've been wondering when this day, a day like this will come, that government will find money and come and say that, well, we are coming to continue the project. So they are very excited, and they are hoping that indeed it will not stall again. That is one thing they are not too sure about, as to whether it's not going to be abandoned again. But when you listen to the president, he said that the money needed to complete the project is there, it's ready. So it's not as if they work to a point and stop and go and look for another money. So
and so you have been speaking to some of them. Let's listen.
I think it's a step in the right direction, and it is very good when he says he's going to build such an edifice for our women when they are delivering. I think he has a good plan for our women and our babies.
You know, even parts of Central, all the way through Ashanti, Bronx, Bono, Ahafo, Bono East, part of northern region, all manner of Ghanaians will have access to this facility once completed.
I do support that project. My sister lost her life when she went to deliver. She wouldn't have died if we had that facility in operation.
The president should complete all these abandoned hospital projects for us. We are in support of this initiative.
And it's a 750 bed capacity. And we all hope and pray that the 36 months given it will be fully, adhered to and project completed and handed over to the authorities of Conference, so that Ghanaians can have access to it and benefit from it.
And so, sir, those are some people you've been speaking to in the Ashanti region, but there's the issue of doubt if this will really see the light of day, because we've been here before. I wonder what they've been telling you about the source of funding and how this is going to play out.
Okay, so when you listen to the president, or when he spoke, the president spoke, he said that they've secured 155 million euros to finish this project. So, and Parliament approved this April last year, 2019. Something that has gone through the process already, and the money has been secured. And I said earlier, this is the hope for the people in Ashanti, that it's not going, never again will this project stall. For them to worry about space and congestion causing many deaths at the Conference Teaching Hospital.
The pressure that was brought to bear on the facility was also telling on the healthcare workers there. What have they been telling you? How have they been reacting to this?
At the ceremony, they were not, because of social distancing, they were not given the chance to even come there and see what was happening. But a few I've spoken to on phone, they are so relieved because they also need their space to work. The congestion didn't help them. They also need places that they can equally relax and rejuvenate and take care of patients, and also have the opportunity to attend to patients very well. So they are very excited, and they are hoping that the contractors will be able to finish this within the 3 years that they promised, so that they will also have their freedom and take care of patients very well.
Sir, thank you very much for bringing us up to speed on that development at the Conference Teaching Hospital. That 47-year-old project that has been abandoned has been reactivated today, and President Akufo-Addo was there to do that ceremony. We're able to speak to the CEO of the Conference Teaching Hospital. We're unable to do so, but once we get him on the line, we'll bring him for more perspective on this. And this is top story. Some news just coming in. The Electoral Commission has responded to the opposition NDC's press conference yesterday. You recall that yesterday the NDC held a news conference accusing the Electoral Commission and the NIA of conspiring to help the governing NPP win the 2020 elections. My colleague Parker Wilson joins me in the studio with a copy of that statement by the EC. But first, I want us to listen to the national chairman of the opposition NDC, Samuel Oposampofu. Let's hear exactly what he said yesterday.
President Akufo-Addo, aided by his ever pliable collaborators, is in conjunction with the Jim Mensa-led EC and Ken Atefa-led NIA, are desperately scheming to rig the 2020 general elections and hold on to power at all costs. It's bent on wasting huge sums of taxpayers' money to invite trouble for this country. Ladies and gentlemen, elections rigging is not a one-day event. It takes place over time through a systematic manipulation of processes leading to election day. We have long raised red flags and alerted civil society, religious leaders, traditional rulers, the media, and all peace-loving Ghanaians of the sinister rigging agenda of the Jimensa-led EC and the dangers it portends for our beloved country.
So that's Samuel Oposampofu, the national chairman of the opposition NDC. This morning, the NIA held a news conference to respond to the allegations. We can listen to the executive secretary of the NIA, that's Professor Ken Atefa.
The National Identification Authority is not involved in any criminal enterprise, and that the National Identification Authority has acted with utmost integrity and done all that it has done with the best interests of Ghana, the nation Ghana, at heart. I want to assure the people of this country that the National Identification Authority is led by a governing board comprising women and men of great integrity, experience, and decency. I want to assure the good people of this country that the National Identification Authority is not involved in any such criminal design or enterprise with the Electoral Commission, with the government of Ghana, or with any person or entity howsoever described.
And that's the executive secretary of the NIA, Professor Ken Atefa. In the last few minutes, the Electoral Commission has also responded to the NDC. Kwesi Parker Wilson is with me in the studio. And Kwesi, you have a statement issued by the EC. They respond to the claims as mentioned by the NDC. Let's start with this one. The claim that the use of the national identification card and passport as evidence of identification during registration, despite what he describes as the limited number of Ghanaians who have these requirements, and he here referring to Samuel Oposampofu.
Yes,
what is the EC's response to that?
Well, the EC did not actually respond bulletin to some of the allegations by the NDC national chairman. Well, they listed the point, but then went ahead to say that the Electoral Commission is not oblivious of the calculated attempt by the NDC to repeatedly peddle untruth and falsehood aimed at tarnishing its image and causing disaffection for it. It is impossible for the Commission to conspire with any political party or institution as being speculated by Mr. Oposampofu and the NDC, since the electoral processes remain transparent at all levels. As an independent body, the Electoral Commission is mandated to conduct free, fair, and transparent elections within the confines of the law, and will continue to perform its functions as such without fear or favor. The EC found it imperative to amend the CI 91, which is currently in Parliament, for applicants to resort to the use of the Ghanaian passport and the Ghana card to aid in the elimination of unqualified names in the register. Further, an applicant who does not have the Ghana card or passport may resort to obtaining two guarantors to facilitate their registration, and therefore the exclusion of the voter ID card as a requirement will not lead to suppression of votes. Moreover, the new CI, if passed by Parliament, will afford guarantors the opportunity to guarantee for upward of 10 applicants instead of 5 as stipulated in the current CI. This makes it possible for applicants without Ghana card and passports to also register. The EC goes on to say that it is worthy to note that the Commission does not require the services of commissioners of oath during registration of voters, as alluded by Mr. Ampofo. It must be put on record that the Ghana card has been a requirement in the current CI since 2012. Additionally, the birth certificate has never been used as a requirement since 1995 because it does not contain a photograph for purposes of identification. And finally, the EC says that on the issue of registration in the face of COVID-19 pandemic, the EC has repeatedly indicated that it was truly adhere to the safety protocols spelled out by the Ghana Health Service and the Ministry of Health. The cluster system was adopted in 2012 for the voters' registration exercise, and this system did not lead to overcrowding. It is therefore astonishing that the NDC is claiming otherwise, since the system does not seek to do away with the registration of each polling station. And this is signed by the Acting Director of Public Affairs of the Electoral Commission, Madam Sylvia Ano.
So this is a statement by the Electoral Commission. Just in case you're joining us, they are responding to the claims made by the opposition NDC yesterday at a news conference that the Electoral Commission and the NRA are conniving to help the governing NPP win the 2020 general elections. That's it for Top Story, brought to you by Bond Savings and Loans. Your success, our passion. Vodafone, the future is exciting, ready. And GASM, the nation builder. I'm Ernest Manu. Ghana Connect is up next with Evans Mensah.